Hello students, today we are going to see class 10 economics lesson number 1. The name of our lesson is development. In this lesson we will see simple definition of development. Development is subjective in nature, income and development, national goals of development and sustainable development. These 5 important topics we are going to cover in this lesson. The definition of development, first of all we will see, then which are the subjectives, then which simple definition of development is the act or process of growing or causing something to grow or become larger or more advanced. The act or process of growing or causing something to grow or become larger or more advanced. The very simple definition we are seeing here of development, and this definition again varies. It depends on different things. Everyone has different notions of this development. Everyone thinks development differently. We will see the next part very soon. First of all, you recite this definition of development, which is important, and then it varies from person to person or from the thing to thing. The definition of development changes. Now we'll move forward for the next point, that is what is physical development. Physical development, we all know that from birth to the death our physical things changes, our body grows day by day or every minute. Our body makes some changes. The increase in body size from birth to the adult, it changes. You can see in this picture, and you all know very well about this, that how our body changes from birth to the adult. Your height, your weight, your from outside and inside, many of the changes occur in our body. As we see here, the human body changes from its birth to the adult age. It changes from inside and outside. Sometimes we say it as development, but this is physical development. Then development is subjective in nature. Subjective means it is based on or influenced by personal feelings. What is development here? It is subjective in nature, and this is based on or influenced by personal feelings. It is depend on our personal feelings also. What do you think, or what are your emotions, your feelings, that also matters in the development. So we have to carry forward this, as development is subjective and it is based on the personal feelings also. What are your feelings? You have the feelings of anger or love or passion. All these feelings also matter in the development. That's why it is called as development is subjective in nature. It is depend on or it is based on our feelings. Then we will move forward again for the next point. Reason 1, different persons can have different developmental goals. For example, we will see 2 columns, category of person and developmental goals. Like landless rural laborers, their goals are more days of work. They will think that more days work they will get, or better wages. Local school is able to provide quality education for their children, so their children also can go in the school. They will get proper basic needs at least will be fulfilled if they will get daily wages and daily work they will get. That is the small desire or small things which these rural laborers think as a development. If they will get daily wages, daily work, and if their children will get proper school, then they will say that it is development for us. Another example, if we see prosperous farmers from Punjab, we all know that in Punjab those farmers are prosperous, wealthy farmers are there, modern farming methods they use, so they have all the equipments or all the facilities they have. So what are their developmental goals? Assured a high family income, they should be able to settle their children abroad. Now see what is the difference between landless labor and this prosperous farmer. He thinks that he should have the income, more income, still more income he wants, and their children should go abroad, they should go foreign for higher educations or all the good or the best, all the facilities they should get, their children should get. Like these goals are there, or developmental goals are of any prosperous farmer from Punjab. If we compare both of these people, landless rural labor and prosperous farmer, very much or vast difference is there in their developmental goals. But it depends on the condition of any person that what are their developmental goals. If we see for landless labor, only he thinks for or he desires for daily work, better wages and local school for their children. So these are basic needs which he wants to fulfill for his family, and that is his developmental goal. And if we see prosperous farmer from Punjab, his goals are different. He thinks again higher income for his family, and he thinks that his children should go abroad to other countries, to western countries for the education, and they should improve or they should become more wealthy, or more growth should be there for their children. These are the desires or the developmental goals of these two people. How they think differently, their desires are different, their aspirations are different. So by this we can understand that every person thinks differently, or their developmental goals are different. These goals are not same, it varies from one person to another. Another example we'll see, a girl from a rich urban family, she thinks or her goals are she gets as much freedom as her brother and is able to decide what she wants to do in life. She is able to pursue her studies abroad. And another example, a girl from a poor village family, she gets proper food, clothing, shelter and education in government schools. So if we compare these two girls, one is living in a rich urban family, another is living in poor village family, their desires, their goals are different. Whether urban family girl has all the freedom, she gets all the rights as her brother gets, she gets everything whatever she wants, her parents provide everything to her, so she thinks that or she wants that she should go outside or abroad for the studies. And in poor family in village, that girl thinks that if daily food, clothing or shelter and in government school education if she gets, that is also better, that is her goal. If she gets all these things, that is her developmental goal. And urban areas rich family girl thinks differently. She thinks whether all the things are available with us, now she wants to go abroad for her further studies, or for the settle down, she wants to go in another country. Now we will move forward again for the next point, that is reason 2. We'll see now what may be development for one may not be development for the other. As 4 examples we have seen earlier, one development is for one person, but that development is not for another person. For example, a dam may be developmental goal for an industrialist, but the same dam can create disturbance in the life of people who need to shift their habitat from that place. Yes, this is very common example. Many of the places these dams have been built, and industrialists become very happy with these dams because their developmental goal will be fulfilled with that building of dam. But if we see another side of coin, we can understand the people who have to leave their places, leave their habitat, their farms, their house, everything. They have to live as it is on that place, and they have to displace from that place to another unknown place where they don't know what work they will get, or they don't know which type of house they will get. Farming land is not available, what work they will do. Then in second example, we'll see a girl expects as much freedom and opportunity as her brother, and that he also shares in the household work. Her brother may not like this. Yes, in every family this happens, that girl also expects all the freedom and opportunities like her brother she should get, but she again expects that her brother should give his share in all the household works, but this her brother will not accept. Okay, it happens in everyone's family. Maybe in your family also like this. Your brother will not like to sweep the house, he will not like to wash the clothes, he will not like to wash the utensils. Correct. Now, goals of development for nation. This personal level we have seen. Now, what is for the nation? What are these goals of development for nation? That we will see. Again, here also, as national level, again it differs. National level also differentiation, variations are there in these developmental goals, that we will see now in further slide. So let's see for the national goals of development. These goals are materialistic and non-materialistic. Material, you know, the things. What is materialistic goals? Wealth, property, income, money. That is materialistic goals. And non-materialistic means freedom. We all want freedom. We all want equal treatment from others. We all want security and respect. If one side we always say that wealth or property, income, all these things are important. We should have money, we should have house, we should have better job or any settled business. All these things are materialistic. We want all these materialistic things, but we forget non-materialistic things or non-materialistic goals. Because whether you have a lot of money, if you are not free to do anything, then that goal, that material has or that wealth has no any value. If you don't get equal treatment from others, then you will not enjoy your property or your income. If you are not secure, if you don't get respect from others, then your money, your bungalow, your house has no any worth, has no any value. So, when we are seeing that materialistic goals and non-materialistic goals, both are important, or non-materialistic goals are most important. We should have security, we should have respect, we should have equal treatment, and we should be free to do whatever we want. So, materialistic goals of development, you can see in this picture, money or currency is shown here, that is materialistic. When it is there with you, yes, you are very happy, but you can't purchase happiness, you can't purchase care with this money. You should have that with you. Then per capita income, we will see. What is per capita income? The total income of a country divided by the population is called per capita income of that country. See once again, the total income of a country divided by the population is called the per capita income of that country. In this diagram also you can see, for example, $7,200 per month divided by 4 persons means the population is equal to per capita income is $1,800. So this is most important thing. When we count it out, we have to see how per capita income will be taken. So as like this is given of one family only. For nation also we have to say the same. Income, whatever the total income of whole country, that will be divided by whole population of the country, and then we will get per capita income of this country. So this is important, that how can you can remove your house, your family is also per capita income, that per head how much earning you have, or what is per capita income of your family, that also you can remove. You can see for your family members, you can see for your village, you can remove it for your state or taluka district, and then whole countries also we can do it. You can do it for the school, means from local level or small level to the higher level, you can identify the income, per capita income anywhere or everywhere. It is most important that per capita income is the average income obtained as the ratio between the national income and population of a country. Then gross national product, the total income generated in the country, is called gross national product. Total income generated in the country is called gross national product. Again, see, the total income generated in the country, whatever the income has been done by all the people, maybe by service, by the job, by the business, whatever the income has been generated in whole country, that is called as gross national product. And gross domestic product is, or it is called as GDP, the total income generated minus the income generated by exports is called as gross domestic product. Means which gross national product is there, that is whole, means which export, by the export which income gets, or local level in whole country whatever income is there, that all together it is there. But in GDP we have to minus the income which we get from the exports. When we will minus that money which has been exported, then which remains, which answer we get, that is gross domestic product or GDP. Domestic, you know, that local, ours, which will remain to ours, or which exports income is there, that will be minus from that national product or gross national product, and we will get GDP of that country of that year. So with this we can remove the gross national product also of any country or of our family. On small scale of our family also remove that, and gross domestic product also we can see, it is also important. Then what is national income is there, that is important. National income is the sum total of money value of all final goods and services produced in an economy during a year, plus income coming from abroad. Then infrastructure of any country, roads, railways, airports, ports, and power generation are the lifelines of the nation's economy. A better infrastructure ensures a better economic activity, leading to overall prosperity. When any countries, any village, any states, roads are very fine, railway lines are well structured, airports are well developed,